Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? It is River here, and welcome back to another Destiny video. So today we're taking a look at Destiny 2. The big reveal just happened just like a couple of minutes ago. I'm already getting into this recording. We got some final gameplay trailers and some gameplay of the actual game. Sadly, I'm not there, so I can't get like hands-on footage of it, but we have what we have from the stream. And so in this video, we're gonna go take a look at everything that we got, and I'm gonna go through some of the stuff and see what's there and some things you guys may have not noticed or may have noticed, and we're just gonna go talk about it and see what's up and what we have to expect for Destiny 2. So telling the truth, I have no clue where to get started on this. There's so many things to talk about, so many things we gotta see, and I just don't know what to do. We're gonna get into the things about Crucible that's gonna happen. We're gonna get into about your gardens in general. We're gonna get into talking about the new worlds that we have to explore and all the changes they added to the game, like HUD, UI, and like especially one of the biggest changes that they added to it is there's basically you don't never have to go to orbit again, which is unbelievable and crazy just to think about. Alright, so the first thing we're going to go take a look at is basically your garden and the HUD for it. So a lot has actually changed to your HUD of while you're in game and running around, and to your guardian, basically what he can run around with and what he can use. So for example, or the first thing that the main change is, heavy ammo is no longer a thing. Special ammo is no longer a thing. You can carry two primary weapons, so you can run around with a hand cannon, a pulse rifle, or an auto rifle and scout rifle. Your special weapons became heavy weapons now, and it's no longer called heavy. It's called, I think, power weapons. I'm pretty sure it's called power weapons, and that's where your specials like shotguns and snipers have gone to. Hand cannons are no longer, sidearms are no longer a special weapon. It is now, I'm pretty sure, primary or not even in the game. They moved it. It's no longer in there. We also have new weapons such as SMGs, where you can see throughout the gameplay trailer a hunter running around with that. And the power weapons, machine guns aren't there anymore. They've become kind of like auto rifles now. And there's a new different types of rocket launchers as well. You have a grenade launcher, which is really cool, and you get to see some gameplay of him, of the characters actually using it, which it looks really cool, and it actually looks like a real grenade launcher. And there's this rocket launcher that's like a pulse rocket launcher. It shoots little pulses of void energy, which is really cool to look through. Alright, so I think the next thing we're going to take a look at is brand new supers, because they've all changed. You no longer have your old supers. You no longer have your Stormcaller, your Blade Dancers, your Bubbles, your Hammers. They're all gone because of the light and everything, so you can't use your super anymore, and you're weak, you're powerless basically. So Bungie has introduced 3 new supers for each character. So the Hunter gets an Arc type super, the Titan gets a Void type super, and the Warlock gets a Solar type super. They're actually really cool to actually look at, and they're pretty cool. So we'll start off with the Titan, because Titan Master Race, come on guys, you know it. So the Titan super is called the Sentinel. This is actually a really cool looking super, to where you're running around with this voice shield that you can use to block damage that's coming to you, or you can use it as an offensive thing and attack your enemies or throw it at your enemies if they're at a longer range. And as we look through the trailer, it looks like the shield actually bounces off your enemies, which is really cool, and I can't wait to give this a try when Destiny 2 releases. Alright, so now time to take a look at the Hunter super. This is actually a really cool super. It's a combination of running around with Blade Dancer and a sword. It's called Arc Strider. It is a really cool super, to where you're basically using Blade Dancer, so it's kind of a version of Blade Dancer, but it is with like a longer blade in a way. It's kind of like one of those acrobatic sticks, and you're running around and just swinging that thing around, and it's covered in arc ability, which is really cool, and I can't wait to actually give this a try in the game. It's going to be amazing. Alright, so the final super to take a look at is called Dawnblade. This is a super for the Warlock class, and it's actually a really cool super. So basically the Warlock pops up, and he basically pulls out this flaming sword that he can slam down on enemies or throw fire at enemies. This is actually a really cool super, and can't wait to try it out. So all these supers are actually really cool and going to be really fun to use. Hopefully they are good, but the one thing is, I wonder how some of these supers are going to work out in Crucible, due to the fact is some of them look really weird and like more PvE oriented, especially the Titan super. It feels like that's something more I'll leave to PvE, because I really want to take into PvP, but we have to see how it is when the beta comes out later this summer. So speaking about Crucible, there's a lot of big changes that are actually coming to the Crucible. For one, every single Crucible game mode is going to be 4v4, so there's no longer 6v6 or 3v3s. But if you are a hardcore free-for-all fan, or Rumble fan. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back because you can't do much to it, and then there are a lot of people who enjoy playing it. But the other big thing that's happening to Crucible is that there's a brand new game mode called Countdown. It's a capture and defend kind of game mode, so it's kind of like, think about Counter-Strike or basically that, or like Search and Destroy. It's going to be basically that in Destiny, which is going to be really cool and really fun to actually try out. And especially with the whole new thing about the power weapons, so basically people are always going to be using primary weapons, so that kind of fixes the whole thing with Destiny 1 with people running around and using shotguns only. So it's basically going to be whenever you pick up heavy, that's when you can use a shotgun or a sniper rifle, which is going to be really cool and kind of balances more Crucible out. But due to the fact where you can have 2 primary weapons, we're going to see what happens there, because that could kind of be funky and really weird. So there's a couple of things that are coming back to Destiny 2, as we all know, and that is raids and strikes. There's also a brand new strike coming out called Inverted Spire, which is going to be a lot of fun to play when the game actually comes out. Hopefully we get it in the beta so we can actually play test it, because I know people that are at the event are actually playing it right now. And so basically they're lucky enough they get a play test and be one of the first people. Sadly, I'm not there. So what can you do? So one big thing that's coming to Destiny 2 is that basically we're going to explore different planets and moons, and we're no longer going to the original planets from Destiny 1. The only planet that we're going to continue going to is Earth, because we have to, and that's where the tower was and everything. But we have 3 new planets called Titan, Io, and Nessus. So probably one of the biggest changes added into Destiny 2 is basically the elimination of orbit. You never actually have to technically go to orbit anymore. Everything you do is pop up your ghost and go into a menu, choose where you want to go, and fly there. Basically, it removes the whole fact of having to wait while your guardian flies to orbit, wait while you pick the place and choose where you want to go, and then wait while the guardian flies from orbit to that planet. So it basically eliminates that, and it basically gets rid of that whole orbit phase, to where it's basically from the planet you are, you choose where you want to go next, and you fly over there. So one pretty cool feature that they added into Destiny 2, which I actually think should have been in Destiny 1 from the start, is guided games. This is actually a really cool feature and gives the ability for people that can find somebody to join them to do a certain activity if they can't find anybody, or give somebody who's trying to find people to do like a raid, a nightfall, or strike with a group of people who are looking for somebody to join and basically complete and do the raid. This is also a really good thing for people who don't have a clan, to find a clan of people who they can play with Destiny all the time. This is actually something really good and something Bungie should have added into Destiny a while ago, and I'm happy they did with Destiny 2. Well guys, that's basically it for today's video. If you did enjoy this video, then leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.